Like a vampire, I don't need to know you. Come with me, I'll show you. You can find me backstage, I'm a party with a Nicolas Cage. Girl, I want that body, you know you got a body like Nicolas Cage. You ain't gotta be scared, you ain't gotta be afraid, baby. It's just you and me alone tonight with Nicolas Cage.
Hey, this is Late Night Cage Fight. Happy Thanksgiving-ish. Cage Fighter Reese here with Cage Fighters Sean and Steve. We just watched an excellent Christmas film starring Nicolas Cage because this is a Nicolas Cage podcast. And we're watching Nicolas Cage movies. And 'tis the season for some Christmas films. Right, guys?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, there are no Thanksgiving films with Nicolas Cage. He would be a great Christopher Columbus.
Don't give them ideas, even if they're great. Trapped in Paradise is a 1994 American Christmas-themed crime comedy film. Written and directed by George Gallo and starring Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey. We just finished watching the film together for like the second or third time, right? Total?
Yeah,
we had planned on doing a Christmas special a year or so back, and we watched it and never actually did the recording. So here we are. Do we feel good now that we've seen it together? For sure?
Or do we feel trapped in the Cageverse?
See, that would be a dream. That would personally be a dream for me. However, my thoughts, this movie felt like a nightmare. Do you ever have a dream where you're stuck in some place and you just can't get out? The doors are locked or you can't remember how you got there, and the nightmare just keeps snowballing, right? Until there's no reason for anything. And I would say that's an apt description of Trapped in Paradise.
So I don't know. I had kind of a different feeling for it. For me, it was like it was one of those movies that would go on like a Christmas movie playlist that you would like put on in the living room where you're like doing things around the house. I feel like it would be on the same playlist as like what's the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with Turbo Man?
Jingle All the Way, which
Jingle All the Way.
We actually did cover in a Cage list. Check it out.
Yeah,
we did. And I'm like personally offended that you would say that this movie is of equal caliber.
it's not equal caliber. It's just like I would put it on. I've seen them both so many times. I guess I would put them on. They make nice Christmas background movie nonsense, and I would watch bits and pieces here and there.
I mean, I just don't get it. This movie is
if
like,
you had to like sit down and watch Jingle All the Way.
I feel like somebody watched Home Alone, and by somebody that would be George Gallo, I assume, the writer, director, and producer of this film. He's also the writer of the film Bad Boys, which is like a million times better.
I think this movie has a better video game adaptation, though.
What? This one has a better video game adaptation?
Yeah.
No, I'm lying.
You haven't played Trapped in Paradise, the video game?
It's like someone watched Home Alone, and they're like, what if the good guys were the wet bandits, and instead of being stuck in a house, they're just stuck in a town?
I'm robbing a bank!
It's across the street.
Breaking in the bank.
On Christmas Eve. It doesn't seem right.
Trying to pull a heist. Who's got the key? Raise your hand. Oh, there's just no way to steal. 4 left! As I start going, you idiot! From people that start nice.
Why don't you come join my family for Christmas dinner?
Dinner's on the stove.
Smells good.
Wait till you see the giblet gravy.
Mom is on her way.
You guys are dumber than a box of hair.
They're out to put the money back and save this holiday.
20th Century Fox presents the story of a town so nice.
Do you need any money?
Now, we've taken more than our share already.
It's turning 3 wise guys into 3 wise men.
I'm going to put the money back.
You are going to be the first guy in history to get pinched for putting money back. No!
Trapped in paradise.
You don't aggravate the old witch.
I wish I was a witch. I'd shove my broomstick right up your...
At least this time they didn't give up on the weather because of, like, budget cuts or something and be like, oh, we forgot there was a blizzard.
You mean Snake Eyes?
Yeah. That was a poorly crafted Snake Eyes joke.
Nice one.
I mean, you have to admit it. This movie does have a similar vibe to like Christmas Vacation, just with a little more bank robbing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's definitely not like my favorite movie, but like I do think this was a good way to start like the Christmas season.
That's cool. I mean, that first shot where you see the overflow of traffic in New York, and you see Santa and the snow coming down, and you can hear all of the Christmas ambiance. That put me in the mood to have some hot chocolate and maybe get my brothers together and rob a bank. And,
well, they were singing Christmas carols while they were robbing the banks. So that was kind of festive.
They were, and John Lovitz was also getting them to do some yoga to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than just shooting guns and telling people to calm down. So he really gets it.
I appreciated that this movie had such like passive violence, implied violence, but nobody ever died in it. Thankfully.
Yeah.
So, but there's definitely
especially not the horse.
Not the horse, but that was the one that
no horses were harmed in the making of this movie.
So, speaking of the horse, there were just a number of elements that kept reappearing. Like they would have the really dramatic scene with the horse sinking into the ice, and then they save the horse, and you think, oh, wow, okay, the horse stuff's done. And then Merlin comes back multiple times. And it's kind of like a tired joke. It's like beating a dead horse.
Well, that was somewhat of the time, though. I mean, this was 90s. You got to remember, and that was like very popular to have animals in movies.
Yeah, so, but it's just like, it should be a one and done. Just do the bit and then drop it.
Well, yeah, but they were way over. Do you not remember Wishbone?
Oh, God. I'll try to go through the story real quick. As you can tell, I'm not the biggest fan of this film. If you are a Christmas fan, Christmas movie fan, then this might be something to consider. I am kind of excited that, Steve, you liked it, so that way we might have a little conflict between us for once. That's always fun. Maybe even Sean. Maybe Sean loved it secretly.
I'd go as far to say that this is my favorite Nicolas Cage Christmas movie.
I mean, you've watched it more than any of us at this point.
Out of all of them, which there are 3, I think that's all.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the one that I enjoy the most.
Wow. All right. Well, let's go through some of the story. It's Christmas time. New York City convicts Dave and Alvin Firpo are paroled early and placed in the custody of their younger brother Bill, that's Nicolas Cage, a restaurant manager. Dave and Alvin ask Bill to take them to Paradise, Pennsylvania to do a favor for a fellow inmate. Bill refuses, as his brothers are not allowed out of the state, but eventually agrees after believing himself to be linked to the robbery his brothers committed because he lost his wallet. So he assumes that they're going to find his wallet and they're going to pen it on him, which I just thought was a ridiculous start to this film. Well, I lost my wallet, so let's go on a crime spree, I guess.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
When they discover Paradise's bank is light on security, Bill agrees to rob the bank. The vault is locked and the president, Clifford Anderson, is on lunch. While Dave stays in the bank, Alvin and Bill charge into the restaurant, taste some of the scoop. This is going to be really hard to get through. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
While Dave stays in the bank.
Pretty detailed plot.
I know. This is another one where the plot is just whoever wrote the plot sucks on Wikipedia.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I would just say, like, honestly, it's just a simple bank robbery movie. They go in, they rob the bank, they feel bad about it.
They tell jokes.
Shit happens. I mean, yeah, it's a comedy.
And they leave with $275,000.
Yeah.
With Dana Carvey, Alvin, driving the getaway car, talking in that voice this whole movie like he's in an SNL sketch the whole movie.
I mean, that's just him.
I know. That's his thing. Fine.
Oh my god, trapped in paradise. Oh.
So I think that's why it's amply named, because, you know, you're just kind of trapped as well.
Well, the three of us had fun, but the movie was like, the director was just a dick. He didn't do anything. But anyway, I called it Trapped in Shit.
Let me go.
It's like you're trapped in a nightmare, and the nightmare is Paradise, Pennsylvania, during a blizzard, and you have like 4 or 5 stars in GTA the whole time. Because it's just an endless onslaught of cops. There's cops this whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fairly appropriate. And I think that's why I like it, because it's not only that boring mission shit, it's just like the straight trolling of 4 to 5 star GTA while being in a small town.
Like
it's kind of like the side mission or the later story mission in GTA 5 when Michael goes back to his small town.
Yeah, perfect.
And
I didn't play that.
It's like when they tried to follow the law in Driver. I mean, it was like damn near impossible. You always had cops on you no matter what you did. You try to do the right thing.
Yeah, did you ever play Driver, Sean, for PlayStation?
No, I haven't.
Well, the greatest thing about Driver is before you can even play the game, you have to pass this tutorial where you do like what's supposed to be really simple maneuvers like slalom around poles or just drive in reverse. But if you mess it up at all, you fail and you have to start over. So it's a series of like really hard driving tests. And then once you finally pass, right, you get your first mission or whatever it is. But then you find out that in the Driver world, the police don't operate the same way. Essentially, like if you just run a red light, the cops then decide it's time to kill you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They ram your car until it explodes, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
So they're like more realistic cops.
Yeah, they're like deep city cops.
It's official police training. Driver for PlayStation 1.
They never let you see, but I'm pretty sure that you're a black man driving, because that's illegal in deep cities.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know if you ever see your character, Steve, but thank you for the racial element there. It's always a plus.
Driver VR coming to a police academy near you.
That game was so bad that you would hit the wall in the right spot and you would just go beyond the game world into this endless glitched out. You would drive across the ocean for hours.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot.
We did. We thought it was pretty cool. But now I understand that means that the game was horribly designed.
Do you know who loves Driver?
No.
Nicolas Cage.
Should we get back to Nicolas Cage in this wonderful film, Trapped in Paradise, or Escape from Nightmare Police? That would be a good title. So while
there's no contest for the Nic Cage, for the B Cage of fame here. None. No chance.
I think holiday movies tend to be kind of out of the running.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. So they're trying to get away, and they crash their car, right? They drive over a bridge and completely demolish their car, and they can walk away from it, which is hilarious. I mean, that seemed pretty unrealistic, right, guys?
Plot armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get taken in by the family of the manager of the bank, right?
Lovely people.
The manager or owner, I'm not really sure which.
Yeah. Old bank boy.
Yeah.
And they have no clue that it was these three. Nicolas Cage with his super spiffy glasses and mask. They were all wearing masks.
In fact, he said because they had a conversation with Sarah at one point, there's no way that it could be them.
I have a couple theories.
Talk to bank robbers.
I have a couple theories about the movie. The first one was the Home Alone connection, okay?
Yeah.
The second one is that every character has some degree of a mental disability.
Yeah.
Some more than others. And they even make fun of those people in this film. You're supposed to laugh because the police chief or whatever lets his son be a cop too, and he's like legitimately mentally, disabled.
Yeah.
It's funny, haha. But it's things like, oh, it couldn't possibly be them because I saw them talking to Sarah upstairs. Oh, that's another thing, too. They don't know how to name things or people, so they just give them stupid names. Oh, Sarah, she lives upstairs, so we call her Sarah upstairs. Oh, cool. Oh, you guys have a dog. He has 3 legs. What's his name? Tripod? Because he's got 3 legs. Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that was
first
the
time
point.
that name's ever been used.
They're a super vanilla Midwestern town. You grew up in a super vanilla Midwestern town.
Right.
Of course, all these things should be familiar to you.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just made the whole movie about them living with these people who don't know that they were actually the bank robbers. And it could have worked. It could have still been like a feel-good holiday movie.
I feel like it could be like a good 12-episode series now.
Mm-hmm. But instead they kept up with the Grand Theft Auto theme.
Yeah.
You know, Dana Carvey's character just cannot help himself. He steals everything. And you got John Lovitz being John Lovitz. He's actually my favorite of the group.
He's just a perpetual liar.
Yeah. But he's pretty good at it.
Where does this rank on the Dana Carvey tier list for you, Reese?
I would never make that list in the first place. But if it did, it might be like you know, when you're turning your stove on and it's considered medium high at like 6, maybe around there.
So like broil.
No. Oh God. And what about the accent? This is another theory I have about this movie. Might be wrong. There was several moments where Nic Cage's Italian accent would come out. And then the rest of the film, he would just talk like he didn't have the Italian accent at all. Like he said, what he said, like, are you mentally retarded? You know, I'm like, well, why did he say it like that? I think what happened is he either recorded his lines when they did the filming without an accent, and then they brought him back in to do the ADR overdubbing, and for whatever reason he had an accent, or vice versa.
Yeah, that was one thing about this movie that there was really bad ADR in this.
Yes,
that was really
exceptionally
noticeable.
bad. Like when they decided to remaster this on Blu-ray, if they ever did, even DVD, they're probably like, I don't know if we should do that. They're gonna see their mouths move in a completely different.
I just assumed that he got too into character. He's just too much like himself, so he just kept slipping in.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I just noticed it. Whatever. We got a couple good Cage outs. Should we talk about the Cage outs?
Yeah, there were some good lines in this movie.
Yeah, it's mostly lines. Just Nick's character getting pissed off at his brothers.
But there's another one of those ones that they were well strewn out throughout the entire movie, so it just kept you kind of engaged and interested through a lot of it.
Okay. I guess if you want to put it that way.
I mean, just from a Cage out perspective,
Sure.
Usually you have some sort of ridiculous Cage line at least every 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. So they find out, so the two brothers find out about this bank having poor security while they're in prison from this other Italian dude, Vic Mazzucci. And that's how they get the lead, right? So then when they get out, they sucker their brother into helping them rob the bank. But then Vic, who's back in prison, he learns that they've robbed the bank. And so he escapes. He escapes prison to get revenge and steal the money from them. And then you got these other two cops that for some reason they also manage this store, right? Ed and Clovis. And Clovis is another one with a mental disability. They know that they got the money, so they're after the money too. It's just a really hilarious caper all around, wouldn't you say? A great family-friendly caper.
With felonies.
Yeah, and
it's
shotguns
like
in the
planes, trains, and
face.
cage outs.
It's like what?
Yeah.
Planes, trains, and cage outs.
Planes, trains, and cage outs, everyone.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
And it's also a nice ACAB friendly movie because nobody snitches to the cops.
Yeah.
The whole town.
Right.
Yeah.
I was hoping
they know what's up.
They found out that the whole town had been investing their money, I guess, in the bank to save up for their Christmas festival. Remember that?
Yeah, that kind of confused me a little bit because I didn't really think that's how festivals or banks worked.
Yeah. Still, I mean, it's a movie, Steve. It's a Christmas movie. Christmas movies operate at another level.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is I was expecting, I thought it'd be like a wink wink. Their Christmas festival was really some kind of dark town secret. And then they would be sacrificed in the end. It would be like a Wicker Man situation.
That's the sequel.
Yeah.
You do remember that, like, how the one brother was freaking out saying there was only two of them, right? Only two?
Yeah.
Because it would be bad if there were three. There's a third guy that escaped from prison with them. That's the next movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that one's going to be even darker than this. Mandy?
Yeah, it's after he's been living in paradise for a while.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Could Nicolas Cage in this movie beat Arnold Schwarzenegger as Turbo Man, though?
Definitely with his words.
I mean, he does have the entire town on his side.
Right.
And
yeah. They eventually win the whole town over because, they were really good people at heart. They even decide to return the money. Because they don't want to, they don't want to upset the vengeful Christmas spirit. They don't want Krampus to come and kill everyone because of them.
They didn't realize that all of the money is FDIC insured.
Apparently not.
So,
actually,
well, they brought that conversation up, and like the bank manager said, like, yeah, but then the big banks come in and like tear us up, and they'll like take control of the way
me actually do
loans. Work. Yeah, they'll make me like do collateral the way that I'm supposed to do, and it'll fuck up the town, kind of.
Yeah. Guys, this has a 10% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 20 reviews, an average rating of 3.4 out of 10. It says the site's consensus reads, it's loaded with talent but borderline unwatchable. Will leave viewers feeling the first part of the title and pining for the last.
Wow.
CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of C+. Well, that's not terrible. On an A+ to F scale. It grossed $6 million in the U.S. and Canada and $8 million worldwide. It was on a number of year-end lists for worst movie. So,
okay, I'll retract my statement a little bit and say that if I had been watching this by myself, it would have felt a lot worse. But being able to watch it with you guys made it a lot more enjoyable. So I still think you would make decent background fodder. But yeah, if I had to like sit down and watch this movie, it might be a bit more challenging.
I mean, did Nicolas Cage's character recant everything for the chick because he saw Sarah upstairs and was like, I will do whatever it takes to get with her. I will be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I called it right as soon as like he had his eye catching moment. I was like, fuck crime. She looks thirsty.
Finally gonna get clean.
And that's why it's a family movie.
That's right.
It's really not though. It's just it's so bizarre. It's just really riding that PG-13 line, right? I mean, they're pointing guns at old ladies' faces, saying that they're going to die if they don't listen.
Is surprisingly not the only movie Nic Cage has done that in.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
That's not even the only movie this season we've had him do that in.
Right. Trapped in Paradise.
I called it Trapped in Shit.
Yeah, Trapped in Paradise gets, I think I'm going to agree with the critics, my friends. I would say, 3.3, 3.4 out of 10 for me. Overall. I did like the
10-point system.
What's that?
Do I need to change our grading scale to a 10-point system?
Well, I think it gives us a little bit more freedom, a little bit more flexibility than the 5. But if we want to do 5, I mean, I guess I'll say 2.
No.
I will give it a 6 out of 7, which is a perfect score.
Oh my god. What's that on the iguana scale, Steve?
I give it straight 8s across the board. That's a perfect score. It's a straight elliptical score from 0 to 16, with 8 being the highest.
I'm not even going to try to parse that out in my mind. However, I am looking at the poster of the 3 leads. You know, Nic Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey. They're all in this snow globe looking at me. And I just want to grab that snow globe and shake it!
I'd still rather rewatch this movie than Family Man.
Really? Now that's going to be...
Even if Family Man is a technically better movie.
Which it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is, but not the type of movie that I enjoy.
Guys,
personally.
Oh, okay. This movie was over 90 minutes. All right. Because it definitely felt over 90 minutes.
It was almost 2 hours.
Why 20th Century Fox? Why you gotta do us like this? Why?
So, Sean, I hate to tell you, but our next movie is The Family Man.
Yes.
It's okay. The next movie in Christmas with Cage.
Yeah.
We decide Christmas and Cage.
So even the brother's mom gets kidnapped.
Yeah,
How was
she's
that?
like super sassy about it, which I enjoy.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. Yeah.
She was the best character.
Yeah.
If I'm being real.
So they give the money back, and then the townspeople play dumb to protect the boys because they see the goodness in their hearts. And the FBI agent Pizer, is unable to get the evidence he needs and lets them go. And so they leave without any... I mean, the crazy thing is the characters don't seem to really want to be good after that, or better, except for the main character, except for Nick's character, right?
Klepto Boy wanted to be liked more, better, but he didn't really seem like he was going to be less of a klepto.
So this was really about Bill leaving New York to go to paradise and settle down finally with a nice redhead.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt good to me because that was kind of like my story.
I gotta hear this.
Well, that's how I ended up in Toledo. I came here originally with CJ.
Oh. Are you gonna tell us more, or it's not as exciting as I think it is?
The point of me bringing it up was just that he, years after I hadn't seen him, he showed up at my doorstep and needed a ride up to Toledo. And that was my first step towards moving up here. Because my goal at the time was to get him out of town. And I ended up meeting other people from the same area through that night that ultimately led to me moving up here.
Well, we did it, guys.
CJ proves what happens when you get that 5th star in Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. I know for Christmas, one of you guys is going to gift me this. I'm going to open up Trapped in Paradise in like 4K Steelbook edition.
Well, that's about it for Trapped in Paradise.
I was also thinking of Para music.
Yeah.
Para. Yeah, I also wanted some Super Eurobeat songs to play during the chase scenes. I mean, you can't have a Christmas movie without bank robberies and car chases.
Yeah, true.
Do you guys have any final thoughts on Trapped in Paradise?
It was okay.
Like I said, it's getting me started in the Christmas spirit. I'm gonna bust out my Christmas collection and start the season for the year. Not necessarily the Cage stuff, but maybe some Cage stuff. We'll see if the kids are ready to start that. You don't want to get them started too early on the Cage because
okay,
it's
Why
just
not?
it's a difficult lifestyle.
I mean, there's plenty of super appropriate Cage movies for kids.
Yeah, but first you start on the Crudes, and the next thing you know, you're watching Color Out of Space. I mean, it's just...
That's how it works, huh?
That's how it works. And...
It's
I'm
it's
just
almost
afraid
like
of
there
that
should
slippery
be
slope.
some kind of...
Yeah.
It's almost like we should have some kind of kid-focused side series.
A special segment, maybe?
Maybe with a kid-focused character.
Yeah, that might be around the corner. Maybe we'll do that.
I like where your head's
for
at.
one of our upcoming Christmas reviews. So what do we have left? You said we have Family Man, and then we also have Christmas Carol?
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
Wow. How exciting. Can you hear the excitement in my voice?
Always.
Let's do it. Man. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. And thank you for sharing in this celebration of Trapped in Paradise. Not one of my favorites, but it's a passable Cage Christmas flick, in my opinion. Go out there and find it, watch it, and let us know what you think. Maybe you'll love it. I don't know.
I'm thankful for Nicolas Cage and his body of work, and also for Friends.
Amen.
I am thankful for all of the past, present, and future films that Sir Nicolas Cage has given us. I'm not sure if he's knighted, but if he isn't, he should be.
There is a literal tear that is falling from my eye right now.
Good.
I did yawn, though. Still, Thank you for those words. Gentlemen, I'm thankful for both of you. I'm thankful for the Cageverse, and I'm thankful for what's to come in the Nicolas Cage watch-through that we're doing together. Let's keep it going.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks again. Cage out.
Cage out.